it's Howard, and it is time to play some games. I'm back with some more Pokemon Go PvP, and today, instead of looking at Sylph content isn't going anywhere, we're going to be looking at some GBL content today. So today, we're going to be looking at this team that I have been running in the Holiday Cup and having a great deal of success with. So this team is right here. We have on the lead at the very top, we have Altaria with Dragon Breath, Sky Attack, and Dragon Pulse. That's a fairly standard moveset for it. And this is a really versatile lead. You don't want to run into Ice types due to the Dragon and Flying typing, but you do have two covers in the back for those Ice type leads that you can see. So on the safe switch, we have Alolan Graveler with Volt Switch, Rock Blast, and Stone Edge. It's nice to have two rock moves there because sometimes you're only going to be able to get off a Rock Blast, but the extra oomph that Stone Edge can give you is phenomenal, so it's great to have both of those there. And then Frostless in the back as well. This is probably the best Pokemon in the Holiday Cup right now, and you're going to be seeing a lot of it if you haven't seen a lot of it already. It's got Powder Snout, Shadow Ball, and Avalanche, and the key to this team is about getting shield advantage, which Alolan Graveler is really good at doing, and once you have shield advantage, you let Frostless run wild. So let's jump into the battles so we can put this team to the test, and so I'm not just talking about it. First up, we have against X-Rookie, we have an Altaria Mirror match. So we are going to be doing super effective damage with Dragon Breath, just going back and forth with it, and we're going to throw the Sky Attack right away. This is going to get a shield, and our opponent is going to throw the Sky Attack as well. We are going to shield this and just keep going. I like that I won CMP, but the second time I lose CMP. So we must have a tie with our attack stats. We are going to let our Altaria go down just so we can farm that little bit of extra energy. And instead of going in with Frostless, who would have taken down Altaria much faster, it was better, in my opinion, to have Graveler go in there because we can get so much more energy. We can immediately fire a Stone Edge off onto this Vigoroth here, so it's now at super low health. They do come in with an Alolan Marowak, which is not great for our Frostless. The Fire Spins are going to be dealing super effective damage due to our Ice typing, but we had an energy advantage. So we are going to go ahead and shield. A Shadow Bone or Shadow Ball is going to absolutely demolish us, but it's just a Bone Club bait, but it does not matter. Powder Snow charges energy so quickly, and look at that damage from Shadow Ball. Just absolutely obliterated this Frostless. We're going to be resisting these counters from Vigoroth, double resisting the Body Slam, but we were so low, and Frostless is so squishy, we're going to go down anyway, but we still had most of our Alolan Graveler in the back. So very well played to my opponent there. We're up against Team Rocket now. This isn't a Rocket Grunt battle, though. I promise you this is GBL. And we're going to have a somewhat neutral matchup, Altaria versus Skarmory here. This can kind of go either way, but I'm completely fine with how this matchup is shaping its very. Now, we're not going to shield the Sky Attack that Skarmory throws. They are not going to shield our Sky Attack. They come in with a Wigglytuff, which is absolutely disastrous for our Altaria, so we're going to go straight into Graveler here, and they shield the Rock Blast, which is great for us. We're going to try to go for the Stone Edge, but we don't quite get there because that's how much damage Charm can throw, but we get the second shield. So now we're up 2 shields to 0. Even though these charms are still going to be adding up on the Frostless, we can shield whatever charge move this is, and it's an Ice Beam, but we're still fine shielding that. It could have been a Play Rough as well, since those are in similar energy cost. We're just going to go for the Avalanche and completely wipe out this shiny Clefable. We're going to go into our Altaria as soon as they bring back in the Marowak, and they swap in their Skarmory here, so we are going to throw the Sky Attack, and then we're actually going to let our Altaria go down and farm this Skarmory all the way down. Might as well call it Farmery, honestly. And we're going to throw the Shadow Ball. We already know how much damage this does. It's gone. Just deleted. I believe that was a shiny Marowak too. We took down 2 shinies, okay? That's a good enough flex in itself. So next battle against Nerf Naders here. We're going to have a fairly decent lead here with Altaria versus Alolan Marowak. We're going to be putting out some massive damage with our Dragon Breath, and we are going to be resisting the Fire Spin. So Shadow Bone does not do a ton to us, but it still is the best move that Marowak can be throwing. We are not going to shield. We are now up a shield, which is very great for us. And this time, I think that it is worth a shield because we can either get a second shield here since we're super close to the Sky Attack, or what we can do is just farm this thing all the way down, get tons of energy. They come in with their own Altaria. We're going to throw the Sky Attack right away, and we have another Sky Attack ready to go. This gets our last shield, and we are going to throw the Sky Attack. It would have been better to throw the Dragon Pulse, but I didn't think I was going to get there in time, so we're just going to go there and deal massive damage there. We are now up a shield, and their Altaria is less than half health. We're going to come in with Graveler and just charge up tons of energy. They switch into Obstagoon, but it's just too late. We're going to throw the Stone Edge. Normally Obstagoon does very well against our backline because it has Night Slash for Frostless. We're not going to shield this Night Slash, and just so you can see how much it does a lot, but I would much rather shield a later Night Slash just in case the first Night Slash gives them a boost. There's a 1 in 8 chance that it's going to boost their attack by 2 stages, and that second one would have done a lot more, so we just wanted to shield that. And this Altaria, it's gone. It's just out of here. Avalanche. Frostless is just closing out these games super well for us. It is just doing very well. Next game against Luna here, we have a very similar lead. Altaria versus Alolan Marowak here. We are going to see how this plays out. They immediately swap into Vigoroth, which I'm thinking, okay, that's great. That's perfectly fine by me. This is our best answer to Vigoroth, and they decide not to shield. So I'm thinking, okay, let's go ahead and come in with Frostlass. We take the Bulldoze, which is not great, and even though these counters are resisted, they are still adding up. We're still going for the farm down. I decided not to shield. It's a Body Slam, but we're in the red. We have tons of energy to throw now. We're going to see what comes in and throw the energy. And we're going to launch the Shadow Ball at this Marowak. This is either going to delete the Marowak or delete a shield, and we just deleted a shield. We now have Altaria and Alolan, Graveler, and 2 shields still. So we're going to not shield this first one and get hit by the Shadow Bone, which is completely fine. They bring in their own Altaria. And right here is where I make a crucial mistake. This game is looking fantastic for us. They don't shield the Rock Blast, but that's completely fine by me. I don't shield this for some reason. And we get absolutely deleted. And I thought my Altaria had more health for some reason, and I wanted 2 shields for... Use your shields, please. Don't be like me here. This game was completely, dying with 2 shields. That's not what you want to see. That's not a good look. Don't be like me, honestly. Use your shields. And here we go into the next battle here. Against Drifblim, this is a terrible lead matchup for us. It seems like it would be neutral with the Ghost and Flying typing, but Drifblim has access to Icy Wind as it shows off here, and as we know, Altaria does not like ice. So we're going to take the debuff here, and they're going to swap into Lantern, which is super tanky. We throw the Rock Blast, and we think, okay, that's not much damage. Let's try Stone Edge. Pretty good. Some good damage there. And what we are going to do now is shield. It's going to be a Thunderbolt. We're going to shield that, and we're just going to farm down because we need this shield back, and being able to have tons of energy to threaten our enemy, whatever they decide to bring in. They decide to bring in Drifblim, which is an interesting choice. That means they are going to have to shield. They're trying to build up energy, I guess, which isn't a bad call. And we're going to throw 2 Rock Blasts there, and it's going to get both of their shields. So I'm thinking, wow, that's completely fine. We have 1 shield, we have a Frostless, we can win. So what we need to do is we need to waste this Drifblim's energy. So we're going to go in with our Altaria, and it does not matter. We're going to throw an Icy Wind, and we swapped out it. Due to that visual glitch there, it looked like we barely took any damage, but as you can see in the portrait on the right, that did do a hefty chunk of damage to us, about 60%. We're going to just go for the Shadow Ball on this Skarmory. We're going to go ahead and shield. This first attack, it could be a Brave Bird, which would have taken us out completely, and our opponent decides to surrender there. We would have been able to finish the farm down and picked whichever move we wanted to. Either one of them would have KO'd that Drifblim several times over. So here we are in this next match. We have Altaria versus Haunter. We are going to be dealing tons of damage with this Dragon Breath, but in turn, Haunter can deal massive damage with its charge move. So we shield, and luckily it was a Shadow Ball. It was not a bait, and I tried to farm down but couldn't get it all the way down. And we do end up taking just a Shadow Punch, but that's still more damage than we would have liked to take. We have almost 2 Sky Attacks now that we are going to start unloading. We get a shield from this Frostless. Even though Frostless can deal massive damage here, it is not going to be resisting anything from Altaria. So we're going to deal some heavy damage to it and get a shield, which is what we like to see. Then we're going to swap into our Alolan Graveler and save that low health Altaria in the back for whatever later on. So we land the move on there. We're going to take the Bone Club, which is doubly super effective on us because of the rock and electric typing. We're going to throw the Rock Blast, and it's going to take it out. And here comes in Frostlass. And it's Frostlass up against the world right here. We have a Frostless Mirror. We throw in our own Frostless shield because this could be a Shadow Ball. It turns out it's an Avalanche, and oh no, we're in trouble of getting hit by a Shadow Ball. So I bring in Altaria, that low HP Altaria, and it takes the Shadow Ball for us. They undercharge to try to get a little bit more energy, but it doesn't work, and we're able to farm down before they used all their shields. That was very clutch there. We would have lost that game for sure without that sack swap right then. So they come in with Galvantula after starting out with Obstagoon. So this was still a favorable matchup for Altaria, even though the flying typing is going to be weak to electric attacks from Galvantula. The dragon typing as well is going to make those neutral, and the damage output is just going to be so much. We're going to be able to take that lunge, and even though it's going to lower our attack, we are still going to not have to shield, and we can charge up tons of energy. We limited how much energy Obstagoon can farm off of us, and now, speaking of farming, we can just go ahead and completely farm down with Altaria. So this is going to be a Gunk Shot, actually, which is going to do some heavy damage here, a lot more than a Night Slash or Cross Chop would, but now we each have 2 shields, and it is the rest of our Altaria and our Frostless against this one Skarmory. So we're going to go for the Dragon Pulse right before fainting. Dragon Pulse isn't as energy efficient as Sky Attack, but one Dragon Pulse does more damage than one Sky Attack, and both are single resisted due to Skarmory's Steel typing. We're going to go ahead and shield here, and all we need to do is get to 2 Avalanches, 1 to burn their shield, and 1 to finish them off. So we're going to take 1 Sky Attack. If I decided to shield, we would have risked being hit by a Brave Bird later on, which would have KO'd us, and so I wanted to shield the first one, and then they would have thrown the Sky Attack because they didn't want to debuff themselves too early, because using Brave Bird gives you -3 defense, and I decided not to shield the second time, knowing we can survive the Sky Attack because they're not going to throw the Brave Bird early, expecting to bait a shield from us. So very well played by my opponent there. We're going to hop into this next game where we have a fantastic lead again here with Altaria versus Vigoroth, and it almost kind of seems at this point like I'm cherry picking videos where I have good leads, but not all of them are like this. A lot of these leads aren't fantastic, they're just fairly neutral, because as you're seeing, these body slams are still adding up in damage here, and we are going to be going fairly low here when I decide not to shield. So that's a fairly risky play, but the thing is with Altaria is outside of ice types, there really isn't a whole lot that it loses to that is a hard counter matchup. So even if it's a losing matchup, you can still deal some massive damage with Dragon Breath. They burn 2 shields and then swap into Wigglytuff, but now this time, since they don't have a shield, we can go for the Stone Edge, and it just deletes it completely. We're able to get one more Volt Switch of farm off of it, and then the Vigoroth comes back in, but we are already at a Rock Blast. This Alolan Graveler is an absolute monster out here because it can output damage so quickly, and it just hits fast and it hits hard. So we have a Marowak versus a Frostless, and you might think, okay, fire beats ice, right? Well, let's see what Frostless thinks about that. Is this well, I guess it's, I missed that. I was gonna say something like winter is here or something, but I guess it is summer in some parts of the world, but yeah, that joke didn't really work. But thank you so much for watching this video, and if you do end up trying out this team, let me know how it goes. Just remember, the important thing is to get shield advantage, but don't be like me in that one game where I didn't shield at all and lost because of it, because that is not what you want to do. That is not shield advantage. That is just losing the game. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Got my festive Pikachu hat on again, and just like in the last video, Pikachu says to subscribe. I mean, you did it. You said it, not me, so you have to do it. But thank you again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Like the video, please. Bye!